13, bringing you an ARK Survival Evolved review. I'm just basically going to be talking about the history, a little bit of ARK, how it's coming now live. It's out of alpha and officially live as I believe August the 29th of 2017. It's just gone live. It's only like 2 or 3 days that it's been live. I want to talk about some of the history of Wildcard Studios, the guys that made it, what happened, things, some of the nerfs, a bunch of different stuff, and crossplay. What's the situation with the crossplay? And I'm just going to do a brand new Survivor and single player here, just as some background while I'm talking to you guys about this. So, we're waking up on the beach. This is just to give you a general view of what the game is like, what it looks like. Yeah, it's like brand new, naked guy on the beach. And it's a survival game. You go around, right? You're collecting rocks off the beach. Alright, I need to... This was always weird for me. You punch a tree to get... It's the beginning. Thatch and wood. And what it was is... Ah! Dinosaurs! And I'm already going to be eaten by dinosaurs. So, this is a survival game. Alright, I didn't even look to see which area I spawned in. Spawned in the beginning area, luckily. And there's dangerous things in the water, but it looks beautiful. The game looks beautiful. It is one of the games that's like not in early access now anymore. They've fleshed out the game. There's lots to the game of how the dinos work, and they've balanced a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with the game itself. I've been playing this for a long time. I've had this since very early access days. And yeah, we're about to start a new private server on the Ragnarok map. But so that I'll have some gameplay from that in a bit. Anyway, I just want to make sure nothing here can eat me. So yeah, you like punch trees there to gather some resources, and then you turn all those resources into stuff. Oh, and I hit tab by accident. So you go to inventory, and I've collected. See, I had like my safari hat skin, and I had my special saddle skin because I was a early access type person. Oh shit, that is a dino that will eat me. So I gotta get out of my inventory and run. That's a Dilophosaurus or something. Dilo. They're the ones from Jurassic Park. If you ever watch the movie where that spit the acid. Like he'll spit acid at me if I stop. He'll frill his neck and then spit acid, which if it hits me, it blinds me. And he's one of the unfriendly dinosaurs in the beginning. Low level, but I could fight him if I had made an axe or something like that to fight him with, but just run away from him. And yeah, so the game looks nice. Like here this is non-hostile. You can catch the flyers and fly them. Right? Beautiful colors on that. So the game looks beautiful. There are some things that I wish were different that have been done better in newer survival games, but that's because they've learned from this one of like things that annoyed some of the players. I'm gonna jump up on this rock. No. Wanted to maybe hide on a rock while I talk to you guys for a little bit. Anyway, you can go up to bushes, right, and gather from the bushes by hitting E. And you get plant fibers and stuff to craft clothes, berries. You can feed yourself or use to feed dinos to tame them. So this game is all about like, you know, surviving, building a base, getting tamed dinos, and then you can ride them around or use them as guards. Like some of the little ones you can't ride, like that Dilo. You can't ride that one that was about to attack me there. I ran away from the little compies off that island. They're okay if it's just one, but when they get in the little packs like that, they'll attack you. When you see 2 or 3 of them. And I'm using all the abbreviated names because they have their real scientific dinosaur names, which I can't remember them all. So we always shorten them down to shorter names. So yeah, like you got great sound. So these things in the distance are towers. Right, there's these big beacon towers, and there's these glowy light things, which are drop beacons, but you have to be the right level, donated by the color. So I think that one is possibly a rainbow color, so I might be able to grab that one. kind of whitish rainbow color. No, it might be blue. So yeah, I wanted to get into a lot of stuff. So Wildcard Studios made this game. And you wanna know what? They've had kind of lots of both love and hate. Like the game, people love the game. The game has been extremely popular, but it has been in early access for years. And there's been delays in what they were doing. They made a paid DLC called Scorched Earth before the game was done and released it. There's reasons for that, possibly, that I will get into, but like, yeah, a lot of hate. Where it's like, why did you stop working on the main game when it wasn't even done? Oh, there's some dodos. When the game wasn't even finished, because to make a whole DLC, which is a whole new map, which had new creatures, some new creatures on it, some cool things, like there's wyverns and golems, like rock golems we called them, but rock elementals, right? So why did they do that? Well, Wildcard Studios was an indie kind of startup. Like they weren't like a known company. This was, I think, their very first game, and they had a lot of problems. In the beginning, they had one of their creators. Her husband worked for Trendy Studios, which is the guys that made Dungeon Defenders, and he apparently left and started working on ARK, or started working on ARK before he left while he was still working at Trendy. There was a big lawsuit between Trendy and Wildcard. Okay, Trendy was suing them for like $60 million. Now, they never disclosed officially what happened, because that wrapped up in 2016. This lawsuit was ended. And, oh yeah, I think that Dodo just pooped. Yeah, it wasn't an egg. You can poop in this game, you and the dinos, and it's useful for fertilizer to make crops. So yeah, they got sued for $60 million. They never officially disclosed, but there was like a tweet from one of the developers there that something about 40. We settled for 40. Now I'm assuming that's 40 million or 400 million. We don't know, right? But yeah, so then they took that lawsuit took a big chunk of capital from them, right? Even if it's 40 million. 40 million is not a small chunk of change. So because of that, I think that's why they released the Scorched Earth DLC when they did. They needed more money. But still, they took a lot of flack from the player community, because most of the average gaming player doesn't care and doesn't follow any of that, right? So that you're getting sued with a lawsuit, whatever. Now, ARK has also released one or two spin-off games. They've released a same game as this called ARK Survival of the Fittest, which was like a battle royale kind of more mode, so there's more combat in it, where the circle started shrinking, I believe, and you had to fight people on the island, so you didn't have time to tame as much or build a giant base. Like, I enjoy ARK for its survival kind of PvE, build a giant base, which I'm not doing at the moment. I could be harvesting some resources while I'm talking to you guys. What the hell was that? Something growled at me. Oh, it's that over there in the bush. It's not iguanosaur thing. It's a muscle chops. It's friendly. Not aggressive at the beginning. And these dodos are making lots of noise. And I probably need a drink, so I'm gonna go in the ocean. Yep. And oh, why am I bringing that up? Keep hitting tab because I've been playing games where the inventory's tab. Let's bring some berries down to my hot bar. These narco berries will put you to sleep. They're what you use to make like tranquilizers, so don't eat these. Otherwise you'll knock yourself out. So you just drag these to the hot bar and then hit the hot bar button to use them. So yeah, so they had a big lawsuit and they needed money, right? Now not a lot of people cared about that, but that's probably why they released the DLC. Now the map itself was really good. I liked Scorched Earth. It's a totally new map. It had dinos that you could only get on Scorched Earth, right? If you're playing online on the servers, that's fine. Like you can bring dinos from one map to another after you've tamed them and stuff like that. Oh, here's a turtle. Carbo Nimes? I can't. I'll never be able to pronounce all the dinosaur names in this in their proper fucking pronunciation. You guys will have to figure it out yourselves, or bear with me. Maybe I'll figure it out over time. I just call them the turtles, right? Big turtle. So yeah, that happened with Wild. Now, the release price. Well, actually, we'll keep going with the history. We'll come back to price. So that's what happened there. Okay, so they had that. Now, Wildcard Studios has been bought out, I believe, by the Chinese Snail gaming company, right? And I think it's now under the thing of Snail USA. Oh shit! Oh, it's those things. So it's like seagull things, and they steal your, they dive bomb you and steal your stuff. Little bastards. I hate those things. They'll attack you and steal your stuff. You can catch them and tame them and get them to farm fish for you, though. Harvest fish, but I haven't done that yet in game. Tamed one of those. They just annoy me because they come up and steal from me, and then I want to kill them. So yeah, they've been bought by Snail, and Snail is now making Snail USA, right? The U.S. division of Snail is making Dark and Light, which is a fantasy kind of version of ARK. It has elves and dwarves and humans and magic, and you still go around taming creatures, but there's like griffins, which there's a griffin now in ARK and the Ragnarok map. So yeah, the studio has had their issues in that they had a big lawsuit, and then they needed more money, I believe, so they did the thing. And then the way they've done, how they've balanced the game, has been to come in and, like, we want to tweak this creature, right? They come in, make it horribly nerfed or horribly overpowered, and then, like, slowly start dialing it down. So if, like, they nerfed all the flyers one time, that upset the whole community of everything that flied, that you could boost their speed and stuff like that. They came in and, like, wrecked it all from how it previous was. Right? Oh, there's a beacon coming down there. They came in and nerfed, like, everything, and then they slowly were bringing it back up at, like, tiny intervals to test that. Like, oh, how much can we bring it back up before it becomes unfair, or this or that, or whatever, right? But people hated that because they've been playing for years and put hours and hours in, and then all of a sudden all their creatures they had tamed and boosted to be speed flyers or whatever, right, were basically broken. Here's a nice Bronto. He's not unfriendly. Let's attack him. So they've upset their player base quite a few times, and their excuse for doing this was it was still an alpha, but it was an alpha for years and years. Like, this is one of the longest, you know, alpha game was an alpha for a game that I've ever seen. And yeah, it was yeah. So there's been a lot of times that the player community for ARK has just been really upset by things that Wildcard Studios has done. But at the same time, this is still a great game. The nerfs and the tweaks or whatever have been finally balanced out. It's not to where it was for everybody's satisfaction, but I found that the flyers are still totally viable. What it ended up doing is making, like, flyers more set to a role. This is the flyer that I want for, like, being a transport. He can carry a lot. This is the one I want for, like, fast flying in a short distance. This is the one I want for flying halfway across the island because it's got better stamina or whatever, right? So yeah, like, there's been tons of stuff. Another thing was when around the same time the flyer nerf happened, they released these whales called Lixictus or Lixictes. Oh, there's some megalodons. Not what I want to go tangle with at my level. There's Triceratops across the water there. So yeah, they released these whales, and they came in and they'd hit your raft, and they literally only took like 2-3 hits, and they'd sink your raft. Which in ARK you could build like whole houses on rafts. Like, you were able to build off the raft, so people build these giant houseboat rafts, like ships. You'd start as a raft as a base, and then you'd build up all this stuff, and you'd build off the raft, and you make it look like this big base or ship or whatever, or a houseboat. And they would be sunk in 2 hits. So it's like, I put all this work in, and then when the whales first came out, they literally came out and sank everything 2-3 hits. And there was no way to protect your raft from them. So it was just tragedy. You'd spent like hours upon hours of building this stuff. Oh, that one's close. And it's all gone in a matter of like seconds, right? Sunk. I'm pretty sure that is too high of a level for me to go to for that drop. But so yeah, that's how that was, guys. And then let's get back to the price. So it's just come out on the 29th here, like 2 days ago for me. As it's now official. So the Steam price for me in Canadian money was like $66 and I don't know 99 cents, or I don't know what it was, but like $67 if you round up with the change, right? It might have been 49. I don't know. I don't remember now. So that's the price for the game. Now I didn't pay anywhere near that because I got it really early access, and I paid way less than that, which is. But like I said, it's been years in development, with many people freaking out and getting really angry over whenever certain changes happened, because it totally changed how the game played. So I was happy with the price I got back then. Is the game worth that $67 now? Okay, it's different for Xbox and PS4. I think it's probably roughly the same. It is the price of a AAA game title. I would say that this is worth that price. Okay, if you're buying it brand new for the first time, yes, the game is way more polished now. You're not going to get any of those things that made a lot of people angry with the nerfs and the stats now. If you are getting into this game for the first time, I will say it is worth that price. Some of the reasons for that being is, like I said, there was a DLC map that you had to pay for called Scorched Earth, but they released 2 or 3 other maps and a mode free. So they released the Center, which was another giant map, free. They've released Ragnarok, which was another giant map, free. Those were made by the mod community, and then they were so good that Wildcard officially like rubber stamped them and made them as like, this is an official ARK map now because it's so balanced and good in the way it was, right? And they've added the Center didn't have more creatures. The Center was higher leveled creatures with the way the things work, because all these creatures have levels and taming levels, and when you tame them they also level up, right? And you can kind of control where their stats go as you level them. And Ragnarok, oh, there's a predator over there. It looks like a T-Rex or an Allosaur. I think it's an Allosaur. We'll see. He shouldn't come this way, but maybe he will. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so there was 2 more maps. The Ragnarok map had some fantasy creatures like a griffin added. I think it had like the rock golems that were from Scorched Earth, but there's lava golems. I think they're lava monsters. Were added to Ragnarok, so there were some fantasy ones added to Ragnarok. So that's cool. And the Center had a higher level cap as base. So the Center was a bigger map, and it had higher level creatures. So the point of playing the Center was trying to get higher level dinos, right? Then we're in the base starting map called the Island. Now the Island, you can tweak the settings when you're doing your servers and stuff to have those higher level dinos. It's just they were set as base at the Center, right? That was a harder mode. As well as Primitive Plus. Okay, Primitive Plus was another thing that came out. So Primitive Plus, in this game, in ARK, you can get up to tech tier of stuff like guns and whatnot, and you can even go into futuristic tech of like jetpacks and like armor, like armor kind of stuff. It's not quite Iron Man. Well, whatever. You get what I mean, right? Mech suits, mech armor, right? Mechanical armor. Sorry. So yeah, it's just Primitive Plus restricted all that. Primitive Plus made it so it's like you have bow and arrows and spears, and you can get to metal pikes and stuff like that, but you couldn't go to those higher tech tiers, which made the game a lot more challenging. Some people like it. It changed some stuff of how it works. See there, that bird just caught a fish and might catch another one. You can see those fish down there you could catch. And yeah, so Primitive Plus, all that's free. Then there was the Scorched Earth DLC map, which when I bought it was like 14 something Canadian, so like 15 bucks, let's say. Which you want that for that map, and what that map gave me, and the amount of fun I had on the map. $15 is not a bad idea. Like it wasn't a horrible price. Now, ARK has released something called a season pass, which is gets you. It's going to get you the Scorched Earth DLC, and they're basically saying they're going to make 2 new maps, I guess, like Scorched Earth, and the season pass when they come out. You already have bought those. You'll have those paid DLCs. Now they've only basically promised 2 more maps. Okay, here's this thing's coming. Yeah, that's an aloe. Got the kind of little. It's hard to see at this distance, but on its head's the kind of little white horn thing. See it? Those are like the eyebrow extensions. He's too thin. He's not a T-Rex. Too thin and sleek to be a T-Rex. So yeah, so the season pass. Now, whether the season pass is worth it, I can't tell you because I have no idea what they're going to do for their new maps. I don't know what creatures they're going to release on them. I don't even know release dates on those. That's up to you, whether you would want to get that kind of season pass. I know it's way more expensive than just buying the Scorched Earth DLC, which is the only DLC that's going to be. Oh, sorry, the only DLC that's currently out that's going to be in that season pass. Like I said, when I bought that, it was like 14 something. So yeah, is it going to be worth it? If you're going to play a lot of ARK, it might be. But for like a lot of the old players like me who've already bought Scorched Earth way back in the day, I don't see a reason for me to go buy the season pass. I will just buy the maps as they come out, just because I already own one, right? Unless there's some way I can get a discount for I've already bought Scorched Earth. Sometimes that happens on Steam. It's like, oh yeah, you already own one of these. But I don't think it will be because it's not being released as the maps. It's being released as Season Pass. I don't know if there's going to be other content that they're going to include into that down the road. Oh, here's some Triceratops. They're friendly. They're not aggressive. We have a female, level, what, 21? Level 2. Never mind. Level 2. Level 4. See, I'm playing on the island. I haven't seen these low-level dinos in a long time. I'm used to running into, like, level 57. I've been playing on the center with increased dino levels for a while now. Oh, there's another dino. Okay, so let's go to the issue of crossplay. Crossplay now has had a lot of stuff talked about. It's still not fully enabled, I don't think, currently. I think they're coming out. So there was supposed to be crossplay between all the platforms, PC and PS4 and Xbox, right? Now, Xbox and PC are still going to have crossplay. PS4 has kind of bowed out. The makers of both this and Rocket League have gone like, we could literally enable it in a couple days if Sony agrees. I love Sony in the sense of I play on a PlayStation, not an Xbox. I play a lot of JRPGs and stuff on that that you can't get on Xbox. They just don't seem to come to Xbox, so I've always been a Sony player. I'm really disappointed in Sony on this. Their excuse is kind of weak on that. They're like, oh yeah, we can't guarantee the safety of our players if we're sharing with other people's networks and blah blah blah. They're talking about like the safety of little kids playing the game. So what? They're going to be exposed to people that might talk to them about say something naughty or like, you know, swear word or what? Guess what? That already happens on the PlayStation Network. You know, there's a lot of swearing and whatnot. It's not, you know, any different than Xbox. I will say I get a lot of more of those kids swearing. It is little kids causing most of the problems and swearing and freaking out on the PlayStation or Xbox networks. They're more the problem than anybody that needs to be protected, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I won't get into that too much. That's just whatever. It's a lame excuse, in my opinion. It's barely as valid as an excuse. It does have validity, but it's a cop-out. It's a cheap cop-out, in my personal opinion there. They basically don't want to mix their player base. Sony has some issues lately of hacking and all kinds of other crap and bad decisions business-wise, and they don't want to mix their player base because they don't want to lose their player base. Makes sense from a business standpoint, but the excuse they gave is basically very lame. would have been better maybe if they had come out and said we don't want to do it because it's going to cost us money in the long run or something. I would have had more tolerance or whatever for that. I would have been like, that's shit, but makes sense, right? But yeah. So crossplay is not going to happen with the PS4. Crossplay is happening with Xbox and PC. We are still trying to find out if crossplay on Xbox is going to work with the Steam version of ARK. Because you can buy ARK on Steam. Sorry. Had to cough there for a second. My house is very, very dry, and I didn't grab a water bottle before I started this video, which I should have. Yeah, so we do know Xbox is going to work with the Windows 10 version of ARK. Okay, Windows 10 store, the app, right, works on most Xbox, or sorry, on most PCs that have Windows 10, right? Totally valid thing. Just gonna come down here and get a drink for my character, so he doesn't die. So we know it's gonna work with Windows 10. I'm really hoping it's gonna work with the Steam version, but there's no indication of that yet. We haven't found out that yet. I might have some friends that might buy an Xbox server soon, so that the Xbox servers, we're gonna see if they work with the Steam version of ARK. The only thing with the Xbox servers is you cannot mod the game. The Xbox servers, as far as I know, and the Xbox players are not able to mod the game with like stuff from the Steam Workshop and whatnot. So they will be playing very vanilla. Now they still are allowed to use the Center and Ragnarok maps and Primitive Plus, and if they buy Scorched Earth will work. So all the officially sanctioned stuff by Wildcard will work. Those like they're considered mods as well, kind of modded maps or whatever. Those work, okay? Those will work on Xbox. All the weird Steam stuff, like I could make like a flying air balloon ship to stick in this. It's a mod, right? Dystopian airship or something. That we don't know if those will come to Xbox. As far as we know right now, the word is no, they're not on Xbox. They may be coming in the future. We don't know. It depends on how Xbox kind of runs its mods. Like Fallout 4 ran mods on the Xbox, but they were run by Bethesda, right? Not by Xbox themselves. Bethesda made their way, and you were downloading them through Bethesda.net, I guess. So whether or not ARK will do something similar, they'd have to go and get the stuff from Steam, and right, everything I know is mostly on Nexus or like the Steam Workshops, that kind of thing. Steam mod workshops. So yeah, I can level up. Let's level up real quickly. So level up's easy. You just come in and here's the stuff, and I have points available 3, so let's put 1 into health, 1 into weight, and sure, let's put 1 into food. I'm about to starve. This character I don't really care about, like in the sense of I'm not going to continue. This is just to show you some background stuff while I was talking about the review. Now, is this game a good game? Is it worth that money? I would say definitely it is worth picking up, even at the current price of like $67. I have no idea what the Xbox and PS4 versions are, but I'm assuming they're the same, roughly, for those price points. The game is worth that price, but here's the thing. This is a grindy game. Like you haven't seen me do any combat yet, or whatever. Like it takes a long time. Like I leveled up, not even doing anything there, but I went to level 4. But you need to level a lot in this game. You need to build, grind. You're gonna die a lot in the beginnings. I haven't built a house or a bed or anything where I can respawn if I die currently. Normally you would be trying to do that. Oh yeah, fishing. So little thing, fishing, catching a fish. Yeah, I would definitely say it is worth that price. Whether or not you want to wait and see if it drops in price, that's totally valid. I would definitely say you want to play this with a friend or two. You can play by yourself, but it's like I said, it's a grind fest. Whereas if you have 2 or 3 people helping out to build like a base and a village or whatever, you can help each other when you're taming dinos, right? It is definitely one of those games. It's better if you have a buddy or 2 to play. It's totally valid to play it on your own. It's just you're going to grind a lot more because you're playing on your own. Oh, there's a frog. They're cool. You can tame these and ride these. They can, I believe they knock you out with their tongue. Oh, that is a dinosaur that might eat me. And there's definitely a dinosaur over there that will eat me. They're crocodiles. Okay, they jump and eat you. Okay, I'm backing out of here. Goodbye. So yeah, with, definitely I believe this is a game worth the money that they're currently charging. It would have been better if it goes on sale or whatever. Like, I picked this up way cheaper back in the day. The one thing I will say is I'm wondering how it's going to affect the player base unless they come out with some new stuff soon. Because a lot of us old players have played for a long time already, and we're kind of like, you know, we're used to what's in the game and bored of old maps and stuff like that. Ragnarok is a new map which has been released soon. That's why I'm going to do that on my channel as a server map. I'm going to try out Ragnarok, but it's been out for like a couple months now. People have been playing on it. It's not anything brand new. Oh shit, there's that aloe. I gotta run. Run, 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 run. Run over to the trike. Get him to fight the trike. Okay. Yeah, eat that trike. Eat that trike. And I'm gonna run off. I am gone. Holy shit. Totally forgot about that Allosaurus. Was over here. Holy hell. Nearly got my face eaten off. But that is typical. When you start a game with a new character, guys, like, there's a lot of stuff that you can't even go near. Because it insta-kills you. Right? Like, I have no gear. I have no armor. I haven't even made clothes. I'm just running around in this video like an idiot just to show you some really nice visuals while I was talking. Yes, I'm hot. And I'm thirsty. Okay. And I'm out of those berries. Do I have any more berries of any kind that's edible? Yeah, I got these. And I got these. Berries don't fill up they'll fill up your food meter a little bit, but like making roasted meat would have been better. But like I said, I'm not trying to do much with this character. Just eat all my berries. Yeah, that Allosaurus killed that trike. It's still over there. So yeah, like I said, I do believe it's worth it. Now, if you're trying to play with Xbox and PC people, I would maybe wait a little to find out what's the deal on whether Steam version or Microsoft Windows 10 version is needed to play with people on Xbox. Once that's confirmed, it's looking like you're going to need the Windows 10 version. It does not look like the Steam version is going to be compatible. There was talk about Steam being compatible with the PlayStation 4 people, but now the PlayStation's not having crossplay. That's it's kind of gone out the window. Whether or not the Steam version will work with Xbox players is going to be debatable till somebody's done an official announcement. So yeah, like it's one of those things where there's been quite a lot of controversy with ARK, but I believe the game itself is definitely fun. It's definitely beautiful. It's definitely finished now, like in the sense that the game feels more complete. Every time they were releasing new dinos, things got tweaked, things got all out of whack. I remember when they released the mega piranhas or whatever the piranhas, big ass piranhas, that I couldn't step in the water because there was just so many piranhas spawning. Like I said, they ramped it up to maximum they could like do of the spawns, and then dialed it back till they found, oh, this is not like enough, that's killing the entire ecosystem. Because in this game, things eat other things, and then more things have to spawn to replace those, or like, you know, whatever. The herbivore dinosaurs will get to like a nice size of tribe and be able to kill some of the predators, so the predators will need to respawn. One thing in this game is predators, if they're of the same species, will never fight. You can get different species to fight each other, but the same species will never fight each other. They just become friends. Well, maybe if they hit each other, they will. Like, in an aggro attack and they hit the other one, it'll piss it off. But I haven't, like, naturally in the wild, they won't hunt each other down. See, it's just beautiful, like the sunset even. There's a different beacon drop color, greens, lower level. That looks like a rainbow over there. Like, you build great bases with great views. You can build giant towers. The building in this was one of those things that I kind of wish they had come back, and there was mods that made it way easier. Added extra pieces and stuff. But then again, now they've done their official release. Maybe there's some new stuff. Is that a dolphin? I have no idea what that's swimming down there. Might be a dolphin. Look big from here. This far out. But yeah, this game is definitely worth its AAA price. I'm glad I bought it earlier and didn't pay that. But I would definitely say if you're new to ARK and just getting started and we're thinking, is this worth that money, worth this game? Yes, it is, in my personal opinion. I had a lot of fun. I put a lot of hours into this game, and I'm about to again because we're gonna try it. That's not one of the leak sickness. I think that's the big whale that I was talking about. Sinks the boats. Yeah, it looks like it. Megalodon beside it, and it's not as big, right? Why it's sticking its... No, is that a Megalodon? That might have just been a Megalodon sticking his tail out. Weird. And I have no idea what's making that cry. The Bronto over there, just two Megalodons swimming. Yeah, never mind, that was just a Megalodon. But see, like going in the water, not a good idea at this level. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap that video there, guys, and that's my just ARK review. The gameplay itself, like I said, is very nice, and it's a survival game. So if you're not into survival games and I'm doing a bit of grind, this probably won't be for you. But if it is, I have a lot of fun in this. We go around, build bases, go around capturing dinos. You can breed the dinos. You can, you can paint them, all kinds of stuff. It's fun if you like those persistent survival-based games. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap the video there, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you like the video or enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I'll see you in the next vid.